Hello, you guys. Welcome or welcome back. Today is Monday. It is a beautiful day. I went ahead and did my grocery shopping yesterday, and today I'm going to be getting some meal prepping done, and I'm super excited. We actually just moved into this house and we're finally getting settled in. There's nothing like having meals ready to go for the week, fresh and just ready to go. So, in times past, I've done meal preps where they were more so like casseroles or sheet pan meals, crock pot or instant pot meals, and things of that nature. But I wanted to do it a little different today. So, today I'm going to be doing a Cava style or even like a Chipotle style meal prep. And it's going to be high protein, healthy bowls that we can just build throughout the week. Right now, I'm just going to start rinsing off these sweet potatoes and getting our veggies prepped. So that way, the bulk of the work just gets done. We also, my husband and I are going to sit down and have some lunch. So I wanted to get this started and just get these sweet potatoes rinsed off. And we've got some other veggies over here that need to get prepared as well. But yeah, I was just kind of thinking about, okay, what kind of meal prep should I do in a bowls style meal prep with like a variety of bases and sauces and proteins and toppings sounded really, really good. So I'm excited to get started. I'm hoping to not be in the kitchen for very long today. So I want to do some prep work right now, but we're going to be doing 3 proteins. So we're going to do a lemon pepper salmon. We're going to do chuck roast. That's going to be shredded. That'll be one of our proteins. I actually have that going now in our Instant Pot. And then I'm also going to be doing some sort of chicken. I'm not sure what the seasoning blend is going to be on that yet, but chicken breast that'll be sauteed and just nice and crispy to top our bowls off with. So let's get right into this video. My name is Brienne, by the way, for those of you who may be new here. Let's start washing our potatoes and washing our veggies and things of that nature, and let's get prepping. So now that I have all of our sweet potatoes rinsed and peeled, I'm going to go ahead and cut them into like bite-sized pieces. And for the seasoning for these, I think I'm just going to do what I did the other night, which was like a Chipotle. Oop, be very careful when you're cutting sweet potatoes. It was like a Chipotle chili powder. It was more of a savory blend for the potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and get these cut up. Who else loves cutting sweet potatoes, right? They need to invent a knife that's like specifically for sweet potatoes. Oh my goodness. Or I might just need to sharpen this knife. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get these cut up, and then we will move on to some of these veggies over here. So I was just going to make our sweet potatoes in here, and I was like, I'll just do 2 batches. But honestly, for time's sake, I think it'll be better just to throw all the sweet potatoes onto this pan here. And that way I'll just stir them a couple times throughout the cooking process because I have like double the amount over on the cutting board. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Hopefully it fits nice on this baking sheet. And I'm thinking we might have leftovers, which is fine because I think I might freeze some if we have a little bit too much, because I'm doing sweet potatoes, cauliflower rice, and romaine lettuce. And I might do quinoa, but probably not now that I think about it. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably just end up freezing some of the cooked sweet potatoes. That way we can have a quick side, I guess, if ever I don't meal prep, or just something to go along with a future meal prep. So I'm going to line my baking sheet. And I've got my oven preheating to 400. I think what I'm going to do, though, I'm going to mix all the sweet potatoes in here with the oil and seasonings, and then I'll dump it onto the baking sheet because I think that'll be a lot easier. And it is just 4 of us. So it's my husband, my stepdaughter, and then our baby girl. So it's only 4 of us, but these meal preps save me so much time throughout the week. And it also just saves us money because there's no time to be like, "Oh, I don't feel like cooking. Let's just eat out somewhere." And it also just helps us to stay on track with our eating, um, and just to make sure that we're eating the most wholesome, healthy, and delicious food possible. So if you've considered meal prepping, um, literally all you have to do is carve out a few hours. It depends on what kind of meals you want to make, but I'm hoping to be in the kitchen for around 2 hours today, and I want to get meals prepped for the entire week. I also, if I have time, I'm going to get to a couple of breakfast things: overnight oats, chia yogurt, and I think there was one more thing that I wanted to prep. Um, yeah, so let's keep going. So for my sweet potatoes, I'm keeping it pretty simple. I'm just going to be coating them in a bit of avocado oil, some salt, some pepper, and then I'm going to do just a savory seasoning blend. So a bit of onion powder, some garlic powder, a little bit of chili powder, some paprika, some chipotle powder, so it's just smoked red jalapenos. I really like that. And then a little bit of coconut sugar just to kind of balance out all of those savory flavors. Spreading those out onto my baking sheet covered with parchment paper, and those are ready to go into the oven. All right, so they fit pretty good on this pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it into our 400-degree oven for about 15 minutes, give it a toss, throw it in for another maybe 10, see how it's looking, maybe give it another toss, and then we will have one of our bases ready. Our chuck roast is also hopefully ready. I'm gonna test the tenderness, but it's been naturally releasing for about 26 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and manually release it, give it a few minutes, and then we will see how tender it is. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and cut up our peppers, onions, mushrooms, some garlic cloves, and I think that's it for right now. And then I'm gonna take a break, we're gonna have lunch, and then I'll come back and probably start sauteing those veggies, and then we'll move on to some other things as well. Show you guys what we're working with. Ooh, so that is fork tender. I love chuck roast. Obsessed. When I was growing up, I wasn't the biggest fan because, bless my dad's heart, I just feel like a lot of times it was more tough than it should have been. But now that I know like how to make it properly and actually fall apart tender, I absolutely love it. Let's go ahead and give this a try. Mm, delicious. Juicy, flavorful. I'll probably add a little bit more salt, but really, really good. Now I'm just dicing up a bit of red and green bell peppers and then some onion as well. I love just the fresh flavors of onions and peppers, and I thought some sauteed would go perfectly with our bowls. Just adding a bit of avocado oil to the pan, and then gonna get those in to saute for a few minutes. Okay, so I haven't been recording everything, but so far I have the sweet potatoes done. I also have our cauliflower rice done. It's just basic. I just put a little bit of salt and butter in there. And then right now I'm just sauteing our peppers and onions. And then after those are done, I'm gonna do our garlic mushrooms with a bit of herbs as well. And after that, I just have a few more raw items like some onion, tomato that we're gonna put on top. I'm gonna roast some corn. I think all we have left is our protein. So chuck roast is already done. I'm gonna go ahead and do some chicken on the stovetop, and then I'm gonna roast a whole piece of sockeye salmon in the oven. I love how creative you can get when it comes to meal prepping. Honestly, the idea of meal prepping sounded pretty intimidating in the beginning because, you know, especially since becoming a mom, I'm just like, it just sounds a bit overwhelming and like I would be in the kitchen for hours, but there is a way around that. And so I've just found that being strategic with my time, being strategic with the recipes that I make, and just kind of planning it out, grocery shopping the day before, prepping what I can the night before, things of that nature, really is gonna help your meal prepping go so much smoother and actually be enjoyable as well. So now I'm just sauteing some mushrooms with a bit of garlic and seasoning those with a little bit of salt and black pepper. And I actually decided to add a bit of spinach. I wasn't originally gonna do this, but I realized that the spinach in the fridge was starting to go bad, so I was like, definitely don't want that to go to waste. So I went ahead and added that in with the mushrooms, and that turned out to be really, really good. I'm just cutting up some cilantro in with the mushrooms and spinach mixture, and I like just a nice herbaceousness from the cilantro. It just gives it a really nice balance. I'm just giving my salmon a quick pat dry with some paper towels. And I'm keeping the seasoning blend simple for this. I've actually never done a lemon pepper salmon, but I thought that sounded really good. So I just drizzled it with a bit of extra virgin olive oil. And then I got this lemon pepper seasoning at Whole Foods, and I haven't been using it a lot, but I was thinking that lemon pepper salmon would be really good. So just covering the salmon generously with that and a bit of extra salt as well. I'm just layering on some fresh sliced lemon, covering it with parchment, and then I'm gonna cover it with aluminum foil as well. The reason I do that is so that the aluminum, the heavy metals of the aluminum doesn't leach into our food. So I like to do that. And for the chicken breast, I'm also keeping the seasoning blend relatively simple. This is actually my go-to blend of seasonings for chicken. And it's just salt, black pepper, garlic powder, a bit of onion powder, a little bit of cayenne, and then some paprika as well. You can use smoked or regular. And then I'm just gonna saute those for a few minutes on each side until they're fully cooked and have a nice little golden crust on them. Once the chicken's done, I'm just gonna remove it from the pan. I'm gonna cook our last piece and then set those onto the cutting board to cool for about 7 minutes, and then we will slice those up. I'm just spreading a bit of butter onto each piece of corn and then rolling it up in parchment paper, and then I'm gonna roll it up in aluminum foil and get those into the oven so that they can roast for about 30 minutes. I actually planned on making like a corn, tomato, onion salsa type of situation for the top. The chicken was nice and tender, nice and juicy as I was slicing it open. And I always want to make sure not to overcook chicken breast because it can be on the drier side if you overcook it. All right, you guys, so I'm almost done. I have a few more things that I want to get done, but just to show you everything that I was able to get done today for prep, we have 3 different proteins. So our chuck roast right there. We have our lemon pepper salmon and chicken. And then I have some veggies cut up over here, some lettuce for one of the bases. We also have grilled peppers and our onions. We have our grilled mushrooms and spinach. This is the cauliflower rice. And then we have some sweet potatoes as well. And another thing I did was preserve the broth from the chuck roast because it was so delicious. I was like, this will be perfect for a soup base. So I'll probably throw those in the freezer and I'll use that for a delicious soup. But yeah, so just a couple other things I want to get done is this corn. So I'm just going to cut it up and I'm probably going to make like a jalapeno corn tomato salad of some sort. And what else? There's also a couple sauces I want to make to go on top of the bowls. So I want to do a curry aioli and a garlic aioli as well. But I'm pretty much done. So definitely feel like today was very productive and really, really glad that I was able to just get all of our meals prepped for the week. I mean, if this is something you're considering doing, it is totally worth it, like I said earlier. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. And be sure to also hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss another video from me. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. All right, so it is time to build a bowl. So it's evening time at this point. So I decided to start with some sweet potatoes for our base layer. And then onto that, we wanted some of the chuck roast meat. So I went ahead and layered up our bowls with that as well. It was so tender and juicy and delicious. Then I added on some sauteed mushrooms and spinach with our garlic as well. A bit of our corn salsa that I made. Some fresh sliced jalapeno peppers. And then I crumbled some feta cheese on top as well. Finishing it off with a lemon garlic aioli that I made, and I had it in the fridge for a couple hours to just build flavor in the fridge. And bon appetit, dinner is ready. The first bowl was absolutely delicious, and I'm just super excited to be able to use all the different layers and toppings that I was able to get prepared. And we'll have dinner ready for the rest of the week.